Hi, I'm Kareem Alam. Today, I'm really excited to be here. I got to meet Will here, who's started a really innovative concept around food banks and in a food hub here at the University of British Columbia. Why we're here today and what we're talking about, because what you've done is pretty innovative.
So I started a research project looking into the economic models of food banks, what draws people to food banks, what stops people from going to food banks in particular. What we found in a lot of the research was that by subsidizing something or giving it free or to reduce price, people felt a lot of shame when they would take advantage of that service, even when it's designed for them. The second fold part of that is that oftentimes people feel like someone else needs it more than them. So what we thought was, instead of subsidizing things, instead of giving people something that felt like a handout that made them feel bad, just charge them money. Now, obviously, what's different about that compared to just a regular grocery store? We wanted to get that price as low as possible. And the people who come here know that they aren't receiving any kind of handout, any kind of subsidy. They're just taking advantage of a vast supply chain.
And you were able to do something really, really innovative. You worked with the university and all the cafeterias and all the food services programs here to basically increase your buying power, so you could even get food at a cheaper level than most other food banks or most other organizations or grocery stores would be able to. So talk to me about how that partnership, that relationship with the university enabled you to bring down that price of food to the level that you did.
As you know very well, UBC is kind of like its own little city here, and UBC Food Services operates a massive supply chain, bringing in truckloads of food all the time into campus. We have tens of thousands of people here eating every day. So there's an enormous supply chain. The university, as you pointed out, has massive purchasing power, and with a partnership with them, they were able to handle a lot of the operational logistics in terms of bringing the products to the store, while students are operating the store in terms of distribution, the till, everything like that.
When you first launched the Food Hub initiative here at UBC, what was the initial uptake and what were some of the early lessons, and did we ultimately see growth in the usage of this Food Hub program?
I had been working with the director of food security initiatives here at the university, and she was able to put me in touch with the director of UBC Food Services. They were able to give the space inside this building, a very fitting building, the Center for Interactive Research on Sustainability. We started as a 13-week pilot in the spring of 2022. It was around the time that I graduated. And I remember the day it opened, there was a line literally outside the building. UBC did a fantastic job of helping us market it and bring attention to it and tell people about the new experiment they were trying. And here we are years later, it's still running entirely under student leadership now.
Would you think that there's demand for this program with students that might be attending SFU downtown campus or some of the other English language schools, SFU and some of the other ones?
I think there's massive potential for this model to expand elsewhere. I know that this is a demand that exists elsewhere, and I believe that this is an economic model and an operating model, the supply chain, that can be taken elsewhere too. So I think taking this to a broader community, taking this to the downtown campuses, taking this to other universities is a fantastic option.
Do I have to prove that I'm a UBC student, or did you generally leave it open to anyone who needed the food services themselves?
Food Hub Market's open to anybody. It's definitely designed for students, made by students, but anybody can come here.
What are the big pieces of advice for me if I wanted to duplicate something like this? Just knowing that the amount of food insecurity going throughout the city is getting worse.
I think it helps to expand the scope of what food security is. Food insecurity is not just the inability to pay for your next meal or to buy groceries, but it can also mean not having access to healthy foods. It can mean living in a neighborhood where everything's all takeout, you don't have a grocery store. I think being able to turn to the community, taking advantage of all the amazing resources that we have here in the city already and bringing those together, I think the ability to act like a network, especially if you have the power of the city government to be a hub for these resources, that's really where you're going to find the most reach and trying to bring the most people in.
I'm just really impressed with all the work that you've done here. The model seems to be incredible. This is, I think, a low investment, high impact initiative that you launched, and I really hope to have the opportunity one day to grow the vision that you started here with your colleagues and with the university and expand it all over the city. I'm really grateful for the time and the opportunity, and thank you so much for all of this.
I really appreciate the interest. I think there's a lot of opportunity for this idea to go further.
Let's do it. Excellent.
Thanks so much.